Greetings, everyone. Yeah, I miss y'all too. You know, we got the Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur coming up next month. So I'm doing what we do. But I want to try to keep in touch with you. I feel y'all out there. So I thought I'll come up here and show my face. Okay. I want to talk a little bit about trust. Put the subject of trust on a community board and see if y'all can chime in about that. Now remember, this community board will be standing, so anytime you come by and you see a topic you want to chime in on, do it, and we'll comment, and we'll get it started again. All these topics on the community board can be initiated, continued, recontinued, revisited at any time. And this is what we do as a community. Support each other, encourage each other, and in that process, you build trust. So let's talk a little bit about trust. I'm not talking about in God we trust, which is on the dollar bill. What is that anyway? What is the capitalist country, um, which is not religious? Why do they have God we trust on the dollar bill, y'all? I think there's a hidden message for those who can understand. And we're going to talk about that a little later. What is that hidden message in God we trust? We're going to talk about that a little later for those who are patient. You'll get the goodies. Because I watch the people who watch my videos. Some of them don't watch them too long. First 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and you rushing. You got to go. Well, if you're in a rush, you're not going to get the goods. You got to be patient, people, to receive anything in life. Any appointment you go on, does it start on time? Your time? No. That's just an idea to get you in the door. Appointment. It don't mean it's going to start at that time. And it means also that you're going to have to wait. Because it's not going to be the time you thought it would be. It's not a stir of life. Things happen outside of your schedule you want to happen. Meaning patience is the key to all your worries. So it's time to rejoice, people. Rejoice at everything that happens in your life because you're the cause of it. Yes, you did. You came here. You chose the parents. You chose the family. You chose the situations. You chose the time. So you came here at this time for a specific purpose. And you gotta know what it is. You know, for the so-called black community, if you remember that community, you may say, why did I come here this time? We're at the lowest point of our existence. We went from kings to pawns. Why would I choose this time to come in when my society, my community are in a status of pawns? I just told you the reason by asking the question. I just told you I gave the answer in the question, those who pay attention. And that's like everything. The answer is always in the question. You got to decode it, just like the Bible. It's a very useful book. but you got to decode it. How do you decode the Bible? Do you trust what the preacher says? Do you trust what the Bible says? Or do you read the language the Bible written in? Oh, now we cooking now. The code to understanding the Bible is the language it's written in. We talking about the Old Testament. The New Testament was trying to replace the old, but you can't. Because the old is all in the new. It just repackages, rebranded, and re-sanitized. So we're going to focus on the Old Testament, and I want you to learn the alphabet, the Hebrew alphabet, and we're going to go and decode some scriptures for you so you can get the benefits of this Bible. It's your book. You wrote it. You wrote it for you for this time as a reference of what you're to do. Why would you come here without a reference? Think about it. And let me know your comments. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Okay, now let's get to this wise God we trust on the dollar bill. Well, let's look at this dollar bill. It's nothing but a piece of paper backed by credit. Who credit? Your credit. Your estates. All of us are millionaires in America. Billionaires, some of us. Because there's no money. America is bankrupt. Let me say that again. America is bankrupt. They're living off of credit. Debt is credit. That's why they want you to have a credit score to do transactions. And why are you millionaires? Because your estates are traded on the stock exchange. When you think of companies, think of all the property your ancestors made. What happened to it? It was stolen. It was taken. So I'm going to show you how to get your estate back, but let's talk about this trust first. How the rich stay rich and keep the poor poor. Or you keep yourself poor. Well, if you know how the rich stay rich, then you got the answers. They use trust. They use trust. Trust, you set up a trust, you're a grantor or a settler. Someone to manage the trust is the trustee. The beneficiaries, which is your descendants, are the beneficiaries. But you're here this time to be an administrator of the trust, a trustee. You're also the trust protector. In other words, you call the shots, but you got to know who you are to do that. We even gone beyond that to getting your estate, the executive of the estate of the trust. Therefore, when you're the executor, you have ownership of all the trusts that you've been placed in. People who claim to be fiduciary trustees, you control them. So let me know your interest, and I'll tune into who you can contact to be taught this knowledge. I'm learning as I speak. And I'm not just going to put his name out there without his permission. I want you to let me know your interest, and I'm going to let you know the man who's doing this. I call it divine work for us as a people. All of you have ancestors whose land was taken. All of us. Okay, we all indigenous. You want to get the land back. Matter of fact, we having a meeting this evening. So we're gonna we're going to we're going to keep in touch. I may not be in the meetings because of prior commitments, but I'll do my study. I'm always doing my study. And I'll show you how to get tapped in. So do you get it? Do you get the answer? Learn about trust and learn about estates. And not only you set for life, your descendants. And you will receive the benefits that your ancestors left you. Because I know your thoughts. Nobody left you anything. Yes, they did. You got to learn how to take it back because it was stolen from you. And that's not a bad thing because once you learn how someone took something, then you can get it back and it can never happen again. And with that, you're protecting not only yourself, but those generations to come after you. Got it? Okay, with that, we're going to say until next time, stay strong, stay in the light.